Alright. Here we are back again. Immediately into a boss fight.
Okay.
Now, the keen eye who have actually played through Super Mario RPG will recognize this sprite and recognize who this is supposed to be, but is just dark. This is supposed to be a party member you get later on called Gino.
Oh, okay, that guy.
Yeah,
he's the puppet guy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the puppet possessed by a star spirit.
Oh, jeez, that was a lot of jumping there.
Yes, that's super jump.
Oh. And you have to do that 100 times to get the super suit.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
You would get really used to having the one-up sound go.
Yeah.
And there's a reason I'm eating all these mushrooms, and that's because one, he does magic attacks, which you can't defend against. And two, when he dies, he has one last move.
Ah, kind of the big ol' F you.
Yeah, it deals 70 damage.
Jeez. Now, is this kind of the... I'm just listening to music again. Is this, like, just his theme, or is this the boss battle music?
I don't think this is his theme.
Okay.
It has been a while, but I'm pretty sure that's just boss battle music.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and here we're hit with a status called Curse. It's essentially poison.
Okay.
It's just they changed it to Curse in this.
I was wondering.
And here's his final hit.
Got to go. Just explodes.
Just a simple oop, gone.
I always hate when enemies do that. It's like you killed it, you won, and then it's like the big ol' F you, and then you die anyway, so you have to do it all over again.
Yeah. It's the worst.
It is.
Unfortunately, we do not get to see the Wraith arm animation.
Well, considering you had like some sort of demented chain chomp for your attack, I didn't see no chain chomps at all. I wasn't expecting much.
Well, in the base game, the one who ends up using a chain chomp is Bowser.
Ah. Now, would you say that, like the base game, is that kind of like the first game where Bowser and Mario team up?
I think it was the first one that showed Bowser in a different light than just being the villain.
Okay. And I kind of find that interesting. I mean, like just kind of when games itself is, it's not like completely turned on its head. It's just more of a different side.
Yeah, it's a nice change that doesn't happen often.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm kind of thinking of, Mario Sunshine, where, like, Bowser was really just in the background until the very end. It was really Bowser Jr. who kind of calling the shots.
But Bowser was just there, chilling in a hot spring, just be like, yep, this is good.
Yep, my kid's being a little brat. Like, so I guess my favorite moment where like, cause Bowser Jr. is like, well, you're my mom. Like, to Peach is like, well, Peach is my mom, and she's like, wait, I'm a mom? Like, she didn't even refute. Like, no, you're a lizard. That's impossible. And she's like, actually, it kind of brings up like, wait, Peach thinks it's kind of plausible.
Yeah, it raises questions, just like, wait, I'm your mom? When did this happen?
Right. No, but I still like, I don't know, because I've never played the base game. My favorite thing actually is, I mean, seeing a different side of characters is that in the Paper Mario games at least, Peach actually, you know, has pretty much her own thing where you actually see a different side of her. You actually see a personality come from her.
That does actually happen in the standard game.
Okay.
Your entire party ends up being Mario, a frog, Bowser, Peach, and a puppet.
Huh. Is there a reason why Luigi's not in the standard game? Just kinda...
I don't know. There's a fan theory of it. This guy has a second form. There's a fan theory that because there's a hint person in Mushroom Town, there's a fan theory that that is Luigi.
Huh. Yeah, because I know at least, I mean, I keep referencing Thousand Year Door because Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games of all time. But I kind of really liked in that where Luigi's just not sitting at home. He got called to his own adventure that really eerily shadows Mario's. But it's kind of like the play on, it's like, oh, well, Luigi was just a reskin of Mario just for multiplayer.
Yeah, Luigi exists. Why? We needed somebody else for multiplayer?
Yeah, we just, and I mean, like, and I've done like game jams before where it's like, well, we need something for multiplayer, and I'm like, okay, well, I can just sketch up a new character. Like, oh no, we'll just reskin it. No big deal.
We'll give this guy different paint. There we go.
Okay.
We have a buddy with us.
Oh yay, we got a friend.
Yeah. He also gave us a stock of revives.
Oh, okay. That sounds like it comes in handy.
Oh yes. Because this boss doesn't joke around. That's one of his most damaging attacks.
Ew. That was like half your health.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. But essentially the amount of time it takes for him to use that is a fair amount in between both before you die, so if you have healing items and whatnot, it's not an issue.
Okay.
But one thing with our new partner here, unfortunately, gets the silence status effect,
Uh-oh.
is he gets a different move list than what Geno actually has. The Umber Beam is based off a Geno Beam that he does actually have.
Okay.
The Vitality Boost, I think it is, another one he has, that's one that Geno has in a way, but doesn't do the same thing. They changed how it works in this. Instead of just giving you an attack up and defense up if you time it right, because it's all about timing in this game.
That feels like a lot of the different Mario like RPG games, where timing is everything. Like, I know that pretty much in the Mario and Luigi games, yeah, you straight up, if you time it right, you don't get damaged at all.
Yep.
Oh, Mario's dead.
Yeah. It'll happen. Often.
At least you got a buddy this time instead of just Mario.
Yeah. See now, yeah, Final Boost is based off Geno Boost from the base game. Geno Boost in the base game would raise your attack. If you timed it right, it'd raise your defense as well.
Oh, neat.
And that move right there, which is called Intuition in this, is originally something the frog has, which is Psychometeor? It essentially allows you to scan your target.
Okay.
And that too has timing. And there's a special thing with it. In the base game, every single enemy in the game has something it's thinking when you're fighting it. With perfect timing on it, you get to see what they're thinking.
That sounds a bit creepy. It's like, well, I'm gonna see how much health you got left, and I'm gonna read your mind.
Yeah? Just a little bit creepy. This is a fight.
Yeah, it is a fight.
This is really just reliant on keeping your new buddy alive. Because outside of essentially super jumping the boss to death, Mario doesn't do much damage.
Yeah, I saw that where you're doing like, 10, 20 damage, and Geno here is like doing like 200 damage on.
Yeah, it's a little bit mismatched on power there. But there's actually a reason for that if I could have timed the intuition correctly. Which I do now, after I've been turned into a scarecrow.
Now, what does the scarecrow thing do?
Scarecrow, you can't use items, you can't use standard attacks.
Oh.
You can defend, and you can use specials. Yeah, it's a little bit of a difficult status.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually affect your stats, it affects what you can do. So Umbra Bream still hits like a truck.
Now does I guess in the base game, does the Geno beam hit like a truck as well, or is it special just to this Romhack?
It hits fairly decent, considering it's should be his first special move. And it works off the same mechanic here. The timing for it is you hold down the special button, which is Y, until your 3 stars are up, and then you release.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. It's not his most damaging move. His most damaging move is Geno Whirl because of an unfortunate bug. But
Why is it unfortunate if it's like hits like a monster truck?
it's an unfortunate bug because the programmers didn't plan on having it do that, for one, and then for two, it also is about a window is maybe a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Geno World does almost like Geno Bean, where it sends out something flying from him. And the second it goes off screen, if you hit the button then and do it properly, it deals 9,999 damage.
Jeez.
Which is enough to one-shot everything, except almost every boss has immunity to it.
So it's not like you can just one-shot the boss and be like, yep, I'm dead.
Well, you still technically can thanks to Super Jump.
Oh, true.
It just depends on how long you want to sit there and bounce.
Right.
But we're now in a perilous position because we have 1 revive, no more flower refills left for special.
And Geno's dead again.
Yep. Luckily, something I haven't been mentioning that's happened is the get a freebie, which essentially allows us to get whatever item we just used, and it doesn't count that we used it.
Oh, nice. That was incredibly lucky.
There is a way, I can't remember if it's manipulation or a timing thing, but you can always make sure that you get a freebie.
Nice.
It's one of the ways where you can really cheap the game out if you have items that just deal damage.
It sounds like it. Oh. And... Okay, I forgot you had the freebie for a second. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a thing of just pushing it just a little bit further on luck.
Yeah. Just kind of the RNGs dealing you a favor there.
Yeah, a little bit of RNG, a little bit of blind luck, not an ounce of skill in that.
Yeah. Oh, and boss is dead.
Yep. Well.
Oh.
Here we are.
Oh.
Pipe House. Mario's house.
Oh. It was just a dream.
It was just a dream. And that's actually the entire hack.
Oh,
It's pretty
wow.
short. That's why I thought it was going to be longer.
That was pretty neat, actually.